Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. It's a paid request, this time for Gia. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now this is for a review of a video from Rewind Rumble, which I'd never heard of, but I guess they were kind of people doing stuff like Death Battle and all these other folks do. And Rewind Rumble, I did quite enjoy this video. It's, of course, imaginative of what if Freddy Krueger was fighting Wolverine. And it does have animation. I enjoyed this animation more than some of the other ones. I thought the fight was a lot of fun. Pretty much it's a video where at first they tell the backstories of these characters and their stats. And of course Freddy, he's smarter than Wolverine, but he also needs fear to get his power. And of course he can only do stuff in his dreams, while Wolverine is very powerful because of his adamantium and his healing factor. He does have a short temper, so if Freddy can somehow utilize his short temper. So they give these build-up in stats. I like the way it's structured. I like the way they did it where it kind of looks like old school video game characters at first. And they're showing footage of either Elm Street movies or panels of the comics of Wolverine pertaining to what they're talking about. And then you get the fight. And the fight is done in 3D animation. I thought for what they had, it looked pretty decent. Looked fairly well, actually. And it takes place in Wolverine's dream. And I'll say this, I don't want to spoil the fight. I will when I get and spoil, but check it out. Freddy Krueger vs. Wolverine by Rewind Rumble. It's a very fun, gory fight. And Wolverine definitely shows his berserker rage, which is very cool. So, check it out. If you want to come back here, that's cool too. Spoiler, 3, 2, 1. So Wolverine is sleeping, and kind of similar to Johnny Depp, but I like the way it's visualized. These big claws come out and grab Wolverine and pull him into the bed. And then he's in this kind of cathedral, and Freddy, I guess he can't make Wolverine afraid, but he can make him afraid for people that he loves being hurt. It's like picking at, I think it's Jean Grey Freddy's picking at and takes out her heart. And you hear a little bit of Robert Englund, like, bitch. I think that's the only dialogue they get out of Freddy Krueger is that. And then you get this intense claw battle. Like, granted, part of me is like, well, Freddy would not go full force into a one-on-one battle. I think the closest he did was, Freddy versus Jason, or maybe Alice at the end of Elm Street 4. But usually it's, he's far away and letting the dream do it, so he let all sorts of crazy stuff in the dream happen and use that to fight Freddy. Like, I think Freddy would have gotten like all the enemies that Wolverine has fought and have them fight Wolverine. I think that's what they could have done, is all the enemies Wolverine has thought of and his villains. Just Freddy would know your dreams, your thoughts, your memories. So here's all these caricatures and what they can do. So Wolverine would have to battle all of them. I think that's one thing Freddy would have done. I don't think he would have just gone right out to a one-on-one claw battle. So I thought that was a bit weird to start off so quickly on that. I think maybe it could build up to that. But right off the bat, that doesn't seem like Freddy to me. Doesn't seem like Freddy's MO. Alice, that was at the end of the movie. And even Freddy vs. Jason, he did the whole thing with the pinball stuff. Like, Freddy would more likely do the pinball stuff or whatever to Wolverine. I think that's something they could have done more. Is Freddy, he has control of the dream world, And at that point, like, Jason is not afraid of Freddy, but Freddy is still able to, I didn't do the pinball thing and pinball wizard. I think what Freddy would have done is have give nightmares to some of the other people, and then get the fear of them for power, then take on Wolverine, and then again build up to that. So I just thought it was a bit, that didn't seem Freddy-like. But the physical fight was very cool. Like the way it's done, back and forth, very bloody. Wolverine punching holes through Freddy's head. Wolverine bouncing off the walls, using the chandeliers to drop on Freddy's head. Very violent, very gory. The animation looks pretty solid. Idea for a YouTube video. And the pacing, the movements are pretty distinct. And then there's a bit where I did like this bit. Freddy becomes huge and stabs Wolverine with one of his claws and picks it up and eats it and tries to chew Wolverine. I thought that was a really cool idea. That's what I'm talking about. Like, utilizing Freddy is the master of the dream world. He could do pretty much anything like that. And inside Freddy, Wolverine's fighting all these like multiple versions of Freddy. And Wolverine just going berserker style, cutting heads off here, cutting the face off here, cutting this, cutting that, stabbing through. It was just fun to see Wolverine berserker rage, animation style, especially against a guy like Freddy Krueger who deserves it. So that was what one of the main joys is, to see the berserker style, because you got a bit of that in Logan. Of course, you get some of that in the comics. Cartoon, you probably got a little bit of that in the Hulk versus. This is like full tilt berserker against Freddy, and that was very satisfying to see. I'm like, wow, this is a cool fight. Being greedy, I wish it was longer. Like I said, I wish there was more build up at the beginning. I said I like the idea of him fucked with Wolverine, killing Jean Grey and taking out the heart. I think that fits with Freddy. But I think it would have been more of he'd be utilizing the environment more. He'd be utilizing, like I said, creating X-Men villains like Apocalypse or Sinister, Mr. Sinister, or Sabretooth, or all this stuff to throw at Wolverine at first. Let's see. Very rarely does it do a one-on-one fight. I like the bit after fighting all these clones of Freddy, he just cuts through the big Freddy's belly, claws right through it, and jumps out of it. I thought that was a very cool, bloody visual. Now, part of me is like, well, could Freddy really get defeated in the dream world? But I guess, the closest were like Alice from Elm Street 4, the Dream Master. I mean, if she can do it, Wolverine, I just can do it. I guess again, to that whole point of if you have someone who's not afraid of Freddy, then how much power can you really have? Isn't that usually, I think it would have been where, like usual, he's doing all this, and then he takes Freddy into the real world, or like he's driving Freddy, he's just woken up by, Charles Xavier. Charles Xavier knows something's up, and then boom, kills Freddy, cuts his head off or something, the end. So there's a little bit here and there I would change. But overall, it's a fun, bloody fight. Some creative stuff like the large Freddy. Kind of like when he stabbed to the meatball in Elm Street 4, he kind of stabs Wolverine like that and tries to eat him. The inside of the bigger Freddy with all the clones, fun, not too bad choreography, brutal, gory. This is if you want to see Wolverine Berserker Rage, it's a fun video to watch. And then they do like a pulse analysis of the fight, which is interesting. I did not know this in the comics. He had a level 9 shielding of the mind thanks to Xavier. That's what Wolverine has. So that's why I guess he's not affected by a lot of people trying to mess with his mind. Never knew that. Level 9 shielding of his mind thanks to Xavier. And apparently that's forever. And yeah, I never knew that was part of the comics, but they showed the panel. Interesting. There you go. But overall, I think it was a fun fight. Like I said, I think some of it doesn't seem in character with Freddy Krueger, like how he would battle someone. But I guess they kind of wanted to, they didn't have the time to do a build-up animation-wise, the time, the money, however you want to put it. And so we just got to get to the one-on-one as fast as we can. Other than that, yeah, the back and forth choreography and the animation, the door is pretty good for a YouTube video. Pretty good. So, thumbs up to them. And with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. Rewind Rumble is the channel's name. Definitely check out the video and let me know what you think in the comment section. We'll see you guys later.